Cheese. We use it almost every day. Did you know that cheese making actually dates back to almost 8000 BC? But how exactly do we get to the cheese that is found in our refrigerators? I went into Marcoux Creamery to find the answer. Marcoux Creamery started over 2 years ago when the idea came about to stop raising their Jersey cows, ending 7 generations of the family raising them. 3 sisters did not want their family's legacy to end there and opened Marcoux Jersey Creamery. Currently, they make many different kinds of cheese and cheese curds that are distributed to local stores. On this day, the creamery let me step behind the glass to see how the cheese making process really works. The whole process really starts with the source, the cattle right across the road. The cows are milked and is then sent over to the creamery, where it is pasteurized at a temperature of almost 170 degrees. The pasteurized milk is pumped into the next room, into what is called the cheese vat. The cheese made on this day is called Havarti, a creamy butter-like cheese. To make the different kinds of cheese, the cheesemakers get the milk to different temperatures. Since Havarti is so creamy, the milk is at a higher temperature. Because the milk is still not at the correct temperature after it is all in the vat, steam is sent underneath the vat, and the metal arms are turned on to warm it up. When the correct temperature is reached, the cultures are added. The cultures control the ripening of the milk and make the mixture more acidic. Then rennet is added to the mixture, which starts a chemical process to make it solid. After a while, the mixture still looks like it is a liquid, but now it is actually solid. The cheesemakers will now quote-unquote cut the cheese with their knives. They slice through it vertically and horizontally so it becomes little curd cubes. Soon, they separate the curds from the whey. So they are not wasteful, the cheesemakers pump the whey out to a tank to be fed to the calves. It is a great source of protein. Then, hot water is poured on top of the curds to help solidify them. Once the whey has started to vanish from the vat, the cheesemakers get at the hoops, the molds to make the cheese wheels. The cheese curds are compacted into the hoops and, because the creamery doesn't have a cheese press, are stacked on top of each other. After waiting a little while, the cheese is flipped. At first, the curds looked like they would all fall apart, but sure enough, it was already sticking together. While the cheese curds stick together in the molds, the whole room is washed. Cleanliness is very important in a facility where food is produced. After a few hours, the cheese is finished molding and is taken down to the cheese cave. The cheese cave is a concrete cellar where the cheese dries and ages. The cheeses are covered in an edible wax that prevents mold. The cheese is stored here until it is done with its aging time. Havarti needs to age for approximately 1 month. Then the cheese is brought back up to be sliced into wedges and packaged. The cheese is either shipped or it is kept in the coolers at the store at the front of the creamery. So there you have it. That's how cheese goes from the farm to the fridge. I learned quite a bit from my experience behind the scenes of the creamery, and before I left I had to buy a bag of Marcoux Creamery's cheese curds. And next time you're at your local grocer, see if they keep Marcoux Jersey Creamery's dairy goods in stock.